Hello everyone, Riddhi ma'am on this side, and today we are going to discuss answers of geography for chapter number 2, endogenetic movements. Now this paper is of 20 marks, starting with the very first question, question 1A. You'll have to identify and name the type of the internal movements. Now this question in all is of 2 marks and there are 2 questions given. So 1 mark for each question. The first one, tsunamis are generated in the coastal areas. On the next line, you all will write the answer, sudden movement. 1 mark for this. And the second one, the Himalayas are an example of fold mountains. On the next line, you all will write the answer, mountain building movement or orogenic movement. Again, 1 mark for this answer. Now, in this question, children, you all have to write full sentence question, and on the next line, you all will write its answer. Moving on to the next one, that is question 1B, which says, give one word for each of the following. Again, there are 2 questions for 2 marks, so 1 mark each. The first one, a volcano where lava reaches the surface through a vent or a pipe. Again, you all will write full sentence, and on the next line, you all will write the answer, that is central vent volcano. The second one, an instrument which is used for recording earthquakes. Again, full sentence, and on the next line, you all will write the answer, that is seismograph. So 1 mark each over here. Moving on to question number 2A. Now children, question number 2A is define the following terms. There are 4 questions in all for 4 marks, so 1 mark each. The very first one is to define a Richter's scale. Answer is, it is a scale for expressing the magnitude of an earthquake. Now children, this is define the following terms. Still you all have to write in full sentence. The second one is focus. The point below the Earth's surface where energy is released during an earthquake is called the focus of the earthquake. The third one, plates. The parts of varying sizes of the Earth's crust floating on the upper portion of the mantle are called as plates. And the fourth one, orogenic movements. The slow movements in the interior of the earth that gives rise to mountains are called as orogenic movements, or they are also called as mountain building movements. So here you all will write answers in full sentence and 1 mark each for every question. Now moving ahead to question number 2B, distinguish between. Now here there are 3 distinguish between are given, total 6 marks. So each distinguish is for 2 marks. The very first one, primary seismic waves and secondary seismic waves. First point under primary seismic waves, primary waves are the first ones to reach the surface of the earth after the energy is emitted in the earth's interior. And the first point for secondary seismic waves is the waves which reach the earth's surface after the primary waves are called as secondary waves. The second point under primary waves can travel through solid, liquid and gaseous medium. Under secondary, the second point, secondary waves can travel only through solid medium. The third point under primary, while traveling through liquid medium, primary waves change their direction, and under secondary, the third point is secondary waves get absorbed as they enter the liquid medium. The fourth point under primary waves, the waves move to and fro in the direction of energy transfer, and that fourth point under secondary waves would be these waves move up and down in the direction of energy transfer. Now children, here there are 4 points given, but you all can write any 2 points which distinguish to each other under primary and secondary seismic waves. The second one over here is orogenic movements and eperogenic movements. First point under orogenic movements, the movements that give rise to mountains are called as orogenic movements. And first point under eperogenic movements, the movements that give rise to continents are called as eperogenic movements. The second point under orogenic movements, they lead to formation of fold mountains, block mountains and rift valleys. The second point under eperogenic movements, they lead to the formation of continents and extensive plateaus. Here for 2 marks, 2 points are given, so you all are supposed to write them as it is. The third one is central type volcano and fissure type volcano. First point under central type, lava is released through a pipe-like vent, hence it is called as central type volcano. And under fissure, lava is released through a number of fissures or cracks, and hence it is called as fissure type volcano. Second point under central, the ejected material gets settled near the mouth of the central vent, giving rise to conical hills. Second point under fissure, the ejected material spreads on the other side of the fissures and forms volcanic plateaus. The third point under central are the examples like Mount Fujiyama in Japan and Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. The third point under fissure examples, the Deccan Plateau of India. Now your children, you need to write all the 3 points as the last point is for examples. Now moving ahead children to question number 3. Here you all have to show the epicenter, focus and the primary, secondary and the surface waves of an earthquake with the help of a neat labeled diagram. So as you all can see on the screen, you all have to draw a diagram like this and you all have to do the markings of epicenter, focus, primary, secondary and surface waves. If you all have labeled the diagram neatly, you all will give them 2 marks. In case you all have skipped out writing any name, half a mark will be deducted. I hope children till here you all are very clear. Now moving on to the last question, that is question number 4, answer in brief. Now your children, you all have to attempt any one answer out of the 2. And this question comprises of 2 marks. The first one, give reasons why an earthquake occurs. Now your children, for 2 marks, you all can write 4 points and at times the answer itself is short. There you all have to cover all the points together. So the first answer, give reasons why an earthquake occurs. Point 1, when the movements occur in the interior of the earth, tremendous tension is created in the earth's crust. Second, when the tension goes beyond limits, the energy is released in the form of waves. Third, this results in trembling of the earth's surface, that is, an earthquake occurs. Following are the reasons for the occurrence of an earthquake. Children, this could be point number 4. The reasons are moving of the plates, colliding of the plates, plates sliding one below the other, forming of fractures in rock layers due to tension in the interior of the earth, and occurring of volcanic eruptions. So this entire answer is for 2 marks. Now you all can write either answer number 1 or the second answer, which I'll be reading now. Explain the types of volcanoes on the basis of periodicity of eruption with examples. Answer, giving a short intro. According to the periodicity of volcanic eruptions, there are 3 types of volcanoes, or the volcanoes can be identified in 3 types. The first one, active volcanoes. If a volcanic eruption are regular even in the present times, then such volcanoes are called as active volcanoes. Example, Mount Fujiyama in Japan and Mount Stromboli in the Mediterranean Sea. The second, dormant volcanoes. When a volcano has not erupted since long but may become active suddenly, it is called as dormant volcano. Example, Mount Vesuvius in Italy, Mount Katmai in Alaska, and Barren Islands in India. The third one, extinct volcano. Those volcanoes which have not erupted in the past since long and are not likely to erupt in the near future are called as extinct volcano. Example, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. So this is how we have completed discussing all the answers, and I hope you all have scored out of marks. Thank you.